Hello friends, it's Dave and Jackie, and we are here with our monthly card template class. This is class number 7. So if you've been following along, by the time you finish this one, let me double check. I think it's 28.
28 they're gonna have.
I can't do the math. I had to look at the cheat sheet. You'll have 28 different templates. Now, we're going to make the templates, show you some finished examples to show you how to use the templates, and then make sure you use the link in the video description to go to the blog post with all the details and all the information. Plus, it'll show you the other 6 classes in case you've missed those. Now, we do have a written tutorial. I'll show you that in a second because we want to just get going on the templates and get Dave to work here.
Right.
He's been slacking, so let's have Dave make us some templates. So hang on, we're going to flip the camera down. Okay, Dave, you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do this thing.
You know the drill for starting out.
Oh, yeah.
8.5 by 5.5. That is your card base. So this is in our series. This would be
Get my bone bender here. Hold on.
template number
Do it right. There we go.
25. Okay, so there we go. You can set that aside, and I'm going to give you a piece of cardstock, and you can see I've embossed it using
Yes,
an
you
embossing
have.
folder, and
On
that
both sides.
well, it goes through. That piece is 2 by 4.5, and then you need to cut a 1/2 inch off the long side.
Oh.
So rather than giving you 2 pieces and making you like emboss 2 pieces, I found it's easier just to give you the measurement of 2 by 4.5 and then trim off that 1/2 piece.
Kind of like that.
Yeah,
Did I
so
do it right?
You sure did. Okay, so you're
Can't
gonna
get it off there. It's stuck. There we go.
We're gonna use both of those. So now,
Okay.
let's see. So this would be 1.5, and this would be a 1/2. And then we also have a piece that's 1 by 4.5. And what you're gonna do is they're gonna go together like so.
Oh.
And you're gonna put them onto a background layer.
Okay.
That's gonna be 3 3/8 by 4
Okay, I gotta go find my glue. Hold on.
and 5/8. So 3 3/8 and 4 by 4 5/8.
So just kind of follow the border edge thing,
Yeah,
whatever.
so if you start on one side, with 3 pieces, I like to do like the left side and then go over all the way over to the right side.
Something kind of like that,
Yeah.
maybe?
Yep, that looks great. Now do that one way over on the right because then you can center
Yeah,
the
the
middle
last
one.
piece.
Now you could also use a piece of designer series paper for this one and then cut it down and have a couple different patterns.
There.
So there you go. And then that one's going to go
That's
in the
going to
middle.
stick right in there.
But I liked using the texture of the 2 pieces from the embossing folder and that coordinate with designer series paper.
I like gluing this down without getting glue on my fingers.
I know you're
Could
doing
be the first
really
time.
good. It might be. Let's see if we can get through all of them and do
Yeah.
that. Okay, let's go ahead and put dimensionals on this layer. So I'll stick them on, you peel them off because
Ooh.
then you can have them fly everywhere like you like. Move your finger because I'm going to put one right there. And that's going to go on the front of the
Hey,
card.
there's 2 over here. Oh no, that's a little thingy on it. It's a sticky little thingy. There it is. Oh, there's another one.
And then go ahead and just center that
Kind of like that.
like that. And that is our first card template for this
Hey,
class.
that was easy.
I know.
Easy for me.
Colors don't necessarily coordinate. Remember, when you make your card templates, just grab some cardstock that you might not be using or extras of. It doesn't matter if it doesn't coordinate because this is just your pattern. You're going to take these, put them in a shoebox, and when you're ready to do some stamping, you can now use this as an idea. I also like to write all the measurements on here. Now, it'd be kind of hard to write on this embossed cardstock. So like on this one, you might want to just go to the inside and write all of your measurements there. The first couple classes, we added a piece to the inside. We haven't been doing that. I found it was kind of a waste of cardstock, but you'll get in the habit of knowing that in the inside, it's just a piece that's either 4 times 5 1/4, or if you want to go a little bit smaller, go 3 3/4 by 5 and put a backing behind it. So there is your template or pattern. And I want to show you a couple that I finished using it. Tell you, I've been using my templates all the time for myself as well. So here you can see there's our 2 pieces that are embossed. Put some coordinating designer series paper in the middle. And then I simply added some linen thread and a greeting. And it's an easy peasy card. And then I finished off the inside, put some designer series paper on the envelope because we want those pretty as well. And there's my first sample. And then, oh, you got dimensional backings on mine. So then here's the second. And for this one, you can see where I just did some die cutting and added those pieces on there in my thank you, but super simple. So I hope this kind of shows that once you've done your background, this part, you can now add anything to complete your card. So there is template number 25, the first one for our class this month. So let's do the second one. Okay, there's your card base.
There we go.
Our standard 8.5
Start
by
folding.
5.5. Start folding. You got
What I
it.
do best. Whoops. I spilled glue on it already.
You're going to glue on your fingers. You're trying not
Oh,
to
it's
this
stuck to
time.
the table too. That's okay.
Okay, so here are two pieces. The basic white is kind of our focal layer, and those are going to just glue together. So we have 2.5 by 4.5 for the white piece. And then 2 5/8 by 4 5/8, so just an inch or an eighth bigger. And they layer up really nice, 2.5 by 4.5. Okay, set those aside. And we got two other ones to adhere together.
Ooh.
So this time we have DSP that is 4.
Oh, they're the same length.
They're the same length.
Supposed to be?
They are. So
Okay.
we only have a border on the left and
Well,
right,
there.
or top and bottom, whichever way you look at it. And so our DSP is 4.5 or 4 1/4 by 2, and then the layer is 4 1/4 by 2 1/8. So we're just going to stick those two together,
Like that.
just like that. Now, for our card, this is going to go this way. So go ahead and glue that on.
Like in the middle?
Yep.
Okay.
Eyeball the middle. And while
I can
you're
do the
doing
middle.
that, I'm going to add some dimensionals to this piece.
That's kind of the middle right there. Close enough.
And then this one is going to go in the middle, right over the top of that one.
Just like that.
Just like that.
With dimensional so it stands up. Oh
Exactly.
yeah.
See?
That works.
Easy peasy. So there's template number 26, our second one for this month. So let's go ahead and look at our finished cards. And you can see with this one, I stamped my kiwi on the back, but then I cut a couple and popped them up. Like I said, that's your focal point. So really you can build your card however you want on that piece, and then just use the coordinating cardstock and designer series paper. And then we stamped a few kiwis on the envelope for that one. And then this one, I got a little fancy, did a little bit more die cutting and stamping, but notice how I turned it this way. So that's another tip with your templates, is you can use them in either direction. I mean, even this first one, our card could go this way as well. So play around with them and you can just see. Now, if you want the instructions for all these bonus cards I'm sharing, those are all part of our tutorial. So the tutorial will give you cutting measurements in all the directions to make the templates, but then also all the supplies and cutting measurements plus step-by-step instructions for the 8 cards that I'm sharing that go along with the templates. So that's what you get when you get the tutorial. So let's just real briefly, tutorial looks like this. It's in color. I print mine in black and white, but you'll see there's all the template measurements as well as all the step-by-step. I lied. I didn't print the whole thing. There's a whole bunch more pages to it that take each card and will give you all the instructions for it. Okay, there's your card base. We're going the other direction just for fun this time. So we
It's a
have,
long one. How big is that?
I know. So it's 11 by 4 1/4.
So I go this way.
Yeah, all of these cards you can do cutting it either way. Now, as he's doing that, just a reminder, the tutorial that I was stumbling through telling you about, if you make a $50 purchase with us this month using our host code, you'll get the tutorial for free. We'll automatically email it to you. Otherwise, it is available for purchase as well. So check that video description for all those details. It'll give you a link to the website. Okay, you have a piece again, it's embossed. So this is kind of like that first card. And this one is 4 by 4, and we're gonna cut 1 inch off of a side of it. And this is kind of a directional embossing, so you wanna
Yeah.
come off the bottom.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 4 by 4, cut
Cut
an
off
inch
an
off.
inch,
So we'll have a 3 by 4 and a 1 by 4.
which is exactly what I got.
Yep. And then let's glue these two pieces together. So those
That's
are
a good
gonna
idea.
layer.
Just like that. And
Just-
center them up.
Yep. So
I
those
know how
are
to do that.
3 3/4 by 3/4
Ooh.
and 4 by 1.
This could be a goopy one.
Well, are you gonna get glue on your fingers?
Nope.
Oh,
I'm good.
you're getting good.
I
I'm
know.
impressed. Okay, now this is a simple layout. We're gonna have this piece up there. this piece right there. And then this one is what you would put a greeting on. And so we're gonna pop this one up with dimensionals in the center there. So,
Kind of like so.
yep, even borders up at the top.
Something like that. That's close.
And then you can put the other piece with even borders down on the bottom. And
It's not
then
very even, is it there?
that's,
Oh no, this one's gonna stick.
Yep.
My dimensional one.
yep, got them all right.
I
And
found some of these on my lawnmower the other day.
then, of
That was
course,
pretty amazing.
of course you did. I tell you, they're everywhere.
They are every place.
Okay, so let's stick that right in the
Kind of
middle.
like there.
Yeah, so there's our card
Oops,
template.
look how crooked that turned out.
Yeah, it did. Now, again, the beauty of this is you can do a card this direction or this direction. I think I did all of mine this way. But you can see here, I did just some die cutting with some pieces, added my greeting on that center. This one I didn't pop up with dimensionals, and you can see my embossed piece. But talk about an easy peasy, super simple card, just added some very vanilla on the inside. And then for this one, I embossed the flap of the envelope to coordinate with it. So there's the first one. And then on this one, and this is another reason that you want to start cutting with a 4x4, is I stamped my 4x4 piece all at one time with the flower on it. And so then I cut it so I could have the two pieces. So you don't have to try to cut or stamp a little piece. Stamp it all and then cut it. And you can see here we popped up, added some linen thread, and we stamped on our envelope. So there's the second card using that template. So we got one more to go. There's your card base, 8.5 by 5.5. And then I'm gonna give you, and I'm gonna lay them this way
Oh my.
because that's the direction we want them to go. So we have 4 pieces, they're all 1 by 3, and they're going to adhere onto this piece, which is
This way onto them.
correct. Yep, so those are 3 1/8 by 4 1/2. Stay in the camera there. And don't glue this one down yet because I want to tell you something special about that one. So
That.
left, and then I'd go all the way to the right. All those could be
Well, they're kind of the same, weren't they?
At least you were listening. I trying to keep them in
know.
order.
Trying to do it right.
So there's that one.
The first time, this time. Now this one.
Yep, that one's gonna go over here. And then this 4th piece, we're gonna put dimensionals on. I'm gonna let you use lots of dimensionals today.
I know. I usually don't get to use those
And that one's
things.
gonna go right in the center.
Right there.
Yep, and you'll see on the
Kind of straight.
kind of straight on the finished
A little,
card
well, not quite.
why I did that. And then we have a piece that's 4 by 5 1/4, so that's gonna be a layer on your cardstock.
On the front of it there.
Yep. So look right. Hold on. Let me double check my cutting on that. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. It was just me.
I don't know. I think that was me. So that one's gonna go on there.
Kind of looks like a poodle with a tail.
Oh my gosh.
Oof.
You are totally gonna goosh on that one. Maybe we're safer using dimensionals.
Well,
Keep your fingers cleaner
things go straighter with glue.
because you can slide it around.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then that's gonna go in the middle,
Just like that.
just like that.
Okay, that was easy.
Ah, no,
It's a lot easier when we do dimensionals than if I do them.
Now this is definitely one of those that the templates really don't look like a whole lot, but let's look at the finished cards. So I really had fun with this. You can see I stamped on the designer series paper here, and that's why when we did this one, I picked a lighter color for that so that to kind of designate, you could stamp on it. If you were using similar paper for your template, I would write on here, stamp greeting here or something like that. Or you could put a piece of cardstock there as well. But you can see, super simple. We just have the designer series paper. We embossed that background, added some linen thread and some embellishments. And there's an easy happy birthday card. And then this one, I turned our template this way. I made you a fishing card,
Oh,
dear.
I like that.
So with this one, yeah, your birthday's next month. I'll send this to you.
is.
How's that? And here, I'll just give it to you. So you can see again how I stamped on that designer series paper and then just added a fish and a little bit of, that kind of was down there, linen thread on there. And again, easy peasy layout for a card, especially when you've got a lot of smaller pieces of designer series paper to use up.
Boy, am I going to be surprised next month when I see that card.
I know, right? Okay, so there's one of them. Let's just bring all of these back in. There was that one. Let's see, I don't know where. I'm throwing all the templates over here, so I'm not sure where the template ended up. Oh. Okay, too many pieces. Oh, I don't know. It's here somewhere. It's more important to look at the finished cards though. So there are all of our finished cards. Remember the tutorial will have all the directions for the 8 finished cards as well as making your tutorials. And I hope you've been following along and making these tutorials, but more importantly, I hope once you make them, you use them, because that's the whole purpose of them. Don't just make them. They're kind of boring and ugly, but they're intended to be a tool to make stamping easy and for you to be able to do quick and easy layouts. If you've done all of them, you'd have 25 or 28 of these. Yeah, and you can just put them in a box. And then when you're ready to stamp, flip through them and go, ooh, that one looks like one I want to play with today, and turn them anyway. So a great resource. So I would love to know in the comments which one you like the best, which template you liked the best. So leave us a comment. Let us know. And let us know if you've been following along. We like to hear your comments about our classes. So thanks for watching, and we'll be back again next month with 4 new templates. Bye, everyone.
And have a stamp happy day.
Bye.
Bye.